Alright, so here today I kind of wanted to talk about this and sort of go over kind of where we're at. A lot of people are sort of on the fence here where they don't know what Netmarble will do at the end of this month here. We've been listening to Netmarble say the lines 2 times now. The last collaboration, the one before this, they've made it clear that there was a new collab in the works. Both the last 2 collaborations were in fact not a new collaboration. Both are reruns. For some reason, they love to say there's a new collaboration and then never release the new collaboration. Basically speaking, it's been a while now, we've just been getting reruns since the last collab, which was Tower of God, last January. Yes, last January. Not this one this year, last year. That's when you actually had the freaking last new collab, Tower of God. The first ever collaboration, first off, that implemented 3 characters. Who freaking knows at this point what this collaboration's been? Since then, we have no idea if collaborations now are permanently scarred to be, a new collab with only 3 characters. There's so many unanswered questions here, but tonight, I want to talk about what we know about this collaboration in the context of whatever Netmarble has told us and why they've been hyping this one up. Remember, if this collab is a dud, quit the game. I'm joking, obviously, but they have been hyping this up for a very long time, saying that we finally are cooking an IP that you've been asking for and a new collaboration you've been asking for. So I'm very curious on if they're going to pick a big one or they just, die and do nothing. Let's see. Your answer, we'll find out. Like and subscribe, help us out a ton. Here we go. So first up, let's begin simply over here. If you've read the dev notes, the last dev notes, or rather the dev notes in it was the January dev notes basically into February. That's when we had this last one, and this one had a lot of things talking about the new collaboration. They already knew that the collaboration they were releasing wasn't up to snuff in the context of players weren't happy with Tower of God again. They weren't happy, so they made it clear that this was like a contractual obligation, and they made it clear that we already are cooking up a new collaboration. The amount of times in this, Netmarble is very secretive. They don't want to tell you when a new thing is in production and such because they don't want you preparing for that. They kind of don't. That's sort of how they've been for a long time now. In this case, this dev notes over here that released, they kept saying, we're sorry, new collaboration soon. We're releasing a collaboration right now, Tower of God, but there's a new collaboration soon. Just remember, Tower of God, but there's a new, they kept saying that every time. For example, let's go through this right now. First thing, first half of the year updates, they talked about new events and everything. They say over here, introducing new themes, storylines, fresh content. We plan to introduce, developing new events and create opportunities like this. As mentioned earlier, up to the first half of the year, we'll begin with improvements of the Knighthood boss battle, following by improvements of Deathmatch Demonic Beast. While we can't provide specific details regarding the target IP or schedule yet, we are actively preparing a brand new collaboration update. Remember, this is regarding the first half of the year. There is a brand new collaboration update scheduled. So, if everything is correct here, and this is the last time you should take Netmarble's word for a thing here, if it isn't a new collab, don't listen to them ever again, because they cap 100%. But if it's finally a new collaboration, remember, if you read the last 2 dev notes and everything, they kept saying there was a new collaboration coming, but it was never coming. We waited so long, and now this is what they meant by when it was coming, since almost a year now. But yeah, right over here, it confirms in the first half of the year, they are cooking or preparing a brand new collaboration. That's how it worked over here. We'll share more through dev notes as updates approach. We truly appreciate your continued interest and support for the next collab. Not even this collab. They already, during the dev notes to hype up the Tower of God collab, they were already prepping you for the next collab. That's how they knew this collab wasn't the IP you wanted, but they had to get it done because of contractual obligations and such. Collab Encore over here. First collaboration, Tower of God is back, basically, blah, blah, blah. And then over here, this year, we're kicking off Tower of God Encore, followed by a series of fresh collaborations. Again, they say series of fresh collaborations. And this is the Tower of God Encore, what it was, right? So, if you say the word series and you're not dropping bare minimum 2 brand new collaborations in a row, because theoretically it should be 2 brand new collaborations in a row, I wonder, okay? For the most part, we are expecting a fully brand new collab. And again, we are working on a brand new worlds that you've not seen before to get you some fresh and exciting collaborations. You have to realize this is a dev notes to hype up Tower of God, and they spend more time hyping up a new collab, because they knew everybody wants a new collab. And then again, they talk about Tower of God yet again, but go back and double back to additionally, a brand new collaboration is in the works, so please stay tuned for more details. Remember, they've been working on this for a bit of time now. I'm very curious on what this collaboration ends up being. There's a lot of scare in the community right now because some players are mad that potentially this collaboration might happen. I'll show it to you in a second. But yes, a brand new collaboration is known to be in the works, and it looks like this year you're supposed to expect, in the first half of the year, a brand new collab. That being this point right now, this month. The next brand new collaboration will probably be in the summertime, most likely, on how they do things here. But again, that's in time that I'm not going to talk about because we don't know exactly if they really meant series of fresh collaborations. That's an answer that I don't have for you as of yet, but continuing onwards over here, pretty much their whole point of this dev notes was to say our next collab is a new one. This collaboration was not what we wanted. We had to do it as a contractual thing. I'm sorry. Get ready. So that was there. Remember also, one thing that I want to make sure is clear here, we'll see on how they do things, but I'm curious if 3 characters is the new norm for new collaborations, because Tower of God was the weird one. Yes, it launched in January. Yes, we had no idea what happened there. So who knows if it was a one-off, that they were only 3 characters. The IP has plenty of characters. They could have done a 10-character collab. That's how plentiful the Tower of God IP is with characters. I'm wondering if a 3-character staple is now there, because remember, there's a whole debacle that goes through this one, being that you don't get a free character anymore, and other things because they cut off one entire character. So that's a thing we'll see, but let's talk about potentially where they might go, because at the same time they were working on this contract, theoretically, what were they also working on? Take a look. But yes, again, I don't know if you like this. I don't know how popular this is. From what I've seen, people were getting mad on stream when I originally talked about when Netmarble originally talked about this being like a stream thing that they did. I don't know what your opinion is on this, but I don't know much about this, so bear with me on this one, all right? Tower of God New World recently introduced that Hololive is coming to the game officially on their side, meaning Netmarble worked out a contract with Hololive, which they have worked out a contract over here on 7DS, because you got 5 different streams. You had one set of streams for Lancelot, which was a Hololive streamers. You had 2 VTubers promote the game. You then had 3 more promote the game during the next festival, which was the latest one that we just had. That's what they did. They went and hyped up the game through Hololive. So obviously Grand Cross or Netmarble as a corporation, as a company, have been working alongside Hololive in promotions. Because of that promotion looks like they worked out a contract to get Hololive over in Tower of God New World. People think that now if Netmarble's done that, knowing their track record, there is a chance that Hololive might be the collaboration. I want to make this clear. I am not saying this is confirmed because people would just take this as a confirmation. I'm saying that it's now on the list of possible collabs. Yes, Hololive now can happen. I told originally in the first stream when we saw Hololive, I said I wouldn't be shocked if Netmarble works out a contract and adds them to a game they own. And I was correct. I said either if they were to, it's Grand Cross, Tower of God, or 7 Nights, it ended up being Tower of God. So I did get something right there because I knew, given how they operate, given their entire contracts and plans, I knew that they would implement it somewhere. They implemented there. Maybe we won't get it here. I don't know. Maybe we will. Depends on if you like this or not. But yes, they did release 2 brand new characters called these ones over here, which I think one of them, or maybe both of them, streamed our game, which was Grand Cross, and did it that way. Again, I am not 100% sure here, so please don't quote me on that. But these were the characters. They even started their D3 hype up into this collaboration. They released a dev notes as well, saying that we understand you don't like this IP, but we're doing it, and we're forced to. So that was literally their dev notes on Tower of God New World. I'm not joking. You can go and view that yourself. But yes, that's what they did over here. So yes, you can add it to the list now. Hololive is possible, and they had worked on it. And around the time when that dev notes came out, they had just done a stream, or they were going to do a stream for Lancelot afterwards. So who knows if this was in the background being worked on? I can't tell for sure. Soul Leveling Arise could be one. I can't tell for sure, but that is still something Netmarble would do. Over here, so Shangri-La Frontier. Netmarble owns it. They can do it. Remember, Netmarble also is in the current area of acquiring brand new IPs. There is some talks in the woods out there that they are acquiring some very big name IPs. So you could see some very big animes at some point under their belt when it comes to games and such. And I wouldn't be shocked if maybe Netmarble gets one of the games here as one of the IPs. I wouldn't be shocked because, again, they are currently acquiring mass IPs because that was their latest announcement, that they're working on more IP-based things versus their own OC worlds. So that's there. Anything from Kodansha is still fair game. That's always the case. Whether it be a new Attack on Titan, I'm joking. Whether it be Fairy Tail, whether it be Slime, whether it be anything over here, Fire Force, these are all always fair game because it's, again, Kodansha. You could get Rent a Girlfriend. You can get, you can. It's literally possible. Again, anything under Kodansha is fair game when it comes to Netmarble. Anything under Kadokawa is also fair game when it comes to Netmarble. Konosuba is definitely one that's been looked at for a very long time. We got Jobless, we got Shield Hero, we got ReZero, we got Overlord. We've gotten most of the Isekai Quartet and most of this entire thing over here. These are just what it is. Basically, how Netmarble operates is these are all free game. That's it. All right, these collabs can happen. So At the end of the day, a new collaboration is planned. It's between Kodansha, Kadokawa, it's between Shadow of the Frontier, Soul Leveling, it's between Tower God, or anything Netmarble has worked on with recently. Any of it. It's all fair game. So we'll find out if they worked on some good stuff here or whatever. We don't know. Just want to make that clear. Update you guys that yes, a series of fresh collaborations are in the works, and confirmed the next collab is apparently a new collab. So prepare how you will, do what you will.